Your ex has an avoidant attachment style, either a fearful avoidant attachment style or a dismissive avoidant attachment style. In both cases, they learned as a young child, usually from mom or dad or both, that the best way to keep themselves emotionally safe and to protect their heart was to never let anybody in too close. But the fearful avoidant kind of switches to more of an anxious attachment style if they sense you pulling away, which is exactly what happens when you go no contact. And in that case, they kind of get anxiety ridden and they don't know what's going on and they start to panic and make rash decisions from an emotionally unstable headspace. So in this video, we're going to talk about the 7 clear signs that your avoidant ex is struggling with you being in no contact, and they may be beginning to break down their walls and find their way back to you. So let's talk about it. And it's worth pointing out that avoidants process breakups differently. I don't care whether you were or you weren't. Chances are your avoidant ex saw you as controlling, needy, smothering, and clingy. And their fears of you still being that way have to go away completely before they will begin to miss you, and they can't even consider coming back to you until they've started missing you. And no contact is the best way of convincing them that you're no longer needy, clingy, or smothering, because chances are after you got dumped, before you went no contact, you probably were kind of begging and pleading and desperate and pathetic. And then you wisely went into no contact and completely changed the game. And that's exactly what you should have done. And that's where you need to stay until they reach out to you overtly and let you know they miss you and want to get together and talk. Sign number 1, inconsistent communication. You may begin to notice that they occasionally reach out to you, either via text, phone call, or social media, but phone call is the least likely. So you may get sporadic texts of something vague like, hey, or what's up. You may hear from them for a couple of days in a row and then nothing for weeks. So don't be surprised by this hot and cold push-pull behavior. It's pretty typical for an avoidant because remember, their number one fear is they're afraid of being abandoned. And the irony, of course, is that if they never let anybody in on an emotional level, they risk being abandoned because we don't like it when people are emotionally unavailable. But they also learn that that's the best way to protect their heart. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. And as much as they desperately want love and affection, they don't really know how to go about getting it. And when they do reach out with something like, hey, or what's up, or something vague and non-committal, I don't want you to ignore it, even if they're inconsistent about the frequency that they message you. But I don't want you to go crazy and abandon no contact either. Just heart the message or like the message, but don't feel like you have to actually type a response. And it's really important here, if you send them a message back and then they ghost you for days or weeks on end, don't continue to reach out. Don't send another thing until they reach out to you. Sign number 2, social media behavior changes. You may notice an increase in the frequency that they're posting on social media. And with all of these signs, I want to point out that what we're looking for is a change in their behavior. If they've always behaved a certain way, then there's nothing new or different going on here. So if they've recently started posting a lot more frequently, that is a definite change in their behavior. Maybe they're even looking at your Facebook or Instagram stories, even if they know that you can see their name showing up in the list of people who have viewed those. Or they may be posting things as kind of clickbait designed to get your attention. But don't take that bait. Stay in no contact until they reach out to you directly. Sign number 3, asking about you with mutual friends. They're making casual inquiries with your mutual friends about your well-being, what you've been up to, how are you doing? And they might even be bold enough to ask if you're seeing somebody new or dating. And they're taking an unexpected interest in your hobbies, your activities, and your overall life. And again, we're looking for a change in behavior. If they've always asked your mutual friends about you, then this isn't anything new. And it seems like they're trying to maintain that connection with you through these mutual friends. Just a word of caution though, mutual friends don't want to be the constant go-between. That's exhausting. So don't use your mutual friends as a funnel back and forth like that. It's okay if they want to volunteer information, but don't ask them to do the same thing in return. Sign number 4, unexpected reminiscing. Maybe on social media or through mutual friends, you're hearing that they're kind of bringing up memories that the two of you had, or maybe posting pictures online of places that the two of you went together or places that you talked about going to. Maybe they're bringing bringing up inside jokes and sharing special moments or songs that were meaningful to the two of you. And maybe if you do resume some level of communication, maybe they're actually texting you this directly. Like, oh, hey, I was at such and such winery the other day, and I remember the great day that you and I had there, and it really made me think back fondly on that day. And again, as with what I said earlier about the text messages, don't leap on that as an opportunity to abandon no contact, but also don't ignore it. I would probably heart that message. And if you do feel the need to type anything, say, oh yeah, I'd love to go back there sometime, and then just see what they say. And they may surprise you and say, oh, well, do you want to go there sometime? And then if they say that, make a date with them on a specific day and time to actually go there and make it happen. Sign number 5, attempts to display growth or change. Maybe on social media, you've noticed that they're highlighting growth and change that they're going through. Maybe they're in therapy. Maybe they went back to the gym and now they're getting in amazing shape, and they're sharing all this both on social media and with your mutual friends. Maybe they're even addressing issues that plagued the relationship on their part. We all contribute to the demise of relationships that end, and they know that. And maybe they're working on the things that they contributed, and they're sharing that again on social media or with mutual friends. And they weren't interested in working on those issues when they were actually with you, but they're working on them now. Sign number 6, jealousy or reaction to you moving on. Maybe they've heard that you're dating somebody new, or maybe you're in a full-fledged relationship and they don't like it. They may not have overtly asked you back, which is crazy, but they don't like the idea of you leaving them in the dust either. And when they get wind that you're dating or in a full-fledged relationship, then they start to show up kind of strategically, kind of randomly at places where they think it's likely you're going to be hanging out. And you may notice in those situations that there's this kind of competitive edge to them now where they want to win you back. Now, I will say if you're in a full-fledged relationship with somebody new, you should not be doing anything with your ex in terms of trying to get them back. You have moved on and you need to let them move on. But if you're just casually dating, there's nothing wrong with kind of using that as a springboard to kind of get your ex motivated to try and win you back. They dumped you, remember? So they need to earn another chance with you, and not the other way around. And sign number 7, physical proximity seeking. And just like I mentioned with the jealousy, they may be showing up at places accidentally where they know it's likely you're going to be hanging out, or they're finding reasons to reach out or to be in your space. Maybe they found an old t-shirt of yours and now they're desperate to get it back to you, and they're creating opportunities for one-on-one interaction. Now, if you do see them out somewhere in public, I don't want you to be rude. You can smile, you can even wave if you want to, but don't go over to them. If they want to talk to you, make them come to you. And stay vigilant in your no contact until they communicate very clearly that they miss you and want to see you. Then make a date with them in the evening, ideally at your place, and make it happen. But it's important to interpret these signs realistically. None of these signs necessarily mean that they want you back. So don't be sitting around waiting, hoping they come back. Get on with your life. Do date other people, kind of casually. But if you do want your ex back, don't get into a serious relationship yet. And remember, no contact isn't just about manipulating your ex to come back. It's about focusing your time and energy so that you can become the very best version of you that you can be. So focus on that journey more than anything else. Remember, I do offer one-on-one coaching. That can be in the form of a phone call, a Zoom session, or you can simply email me your problem and I'll record a custom video just like this one and get it back to you within a couple of weekdays. If you want more info on that, it's down in the description or on this card right up here. But let me know your story about what's going on with you and your avoidant ex down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.